Hello everyone. In this video, I will tell you about a new feature from RevenueBot, delay for placing a new safety order. I will show how to enable it, give examples, and explain why this feature is needed. To enable it, go to the Bots tab and click on a bot. Enable partial grid order placement. This feature works only when partial grid placement is enabled. Set the number of orders to 1, and you will see the option, delay for placing a new safety order. The delay is set in minutes, and here are my recommendations. For spot bots, set a delay of 5 minutes. For futures bots, set a delay of 15 minutes. Later, I will show you real trading examples and explain why these values are important. How it works. Let's look at this bot as an example. In my bot, there are 7 orders, and partial placement, 1 order, is enabled. The bot places the first order. Once it is filled, a take-profit order is placed. The second safety order is not placed immediately, but after 15 minutes in this example. Once it is placed and filled, the bot immediately adjusts the take-profit order. The third safety order is placed after another 15 minutes. If it is filled, a new take-profit order is placed again, and after another 15 minutes, the fourth safety order is placed, and so on, until the entire grid of orders is filled. Why this feature is needed? Real examples. We will analyze 2 situations. January 19th of the current year, October 10th at 11, 2025. First example, January 19th. The trade started in the evening of January 18th and ended on January 19th at 7 p.m. The entire grid of orders was filled, and the bot eventually locked in a good take profit. This example is without the delay feature enabled. On the 5-minute time frame, the entire grid was placed immediately. The first order was filled, and within the same 5-minute candle, the entire grid was filled. At that moment, the coin dropped by 14%. About half a day later, the take-profit order was finally filled. Now let's see how the bot would have worked with partial placement and a 5-minute delay. Spot bot. This is why I recommend 5 minutes for spot. The first order would be placed at the same price. The second order would also be placed at the same price. The third order would be placed on the next candle after 5 minutes. If we take an average price and compare percentages, the distance between the first and second order without delay was 1.3%. With the delay enabled, the third order would have been placed 7.5% lower. What does this give us? First, I use martingale, so this would result in much better averaging. Second, the fourth order would be placed on the next candle, giving even better averaging. The same would apply to the 5th, 6th, and 7th orders. As a result, the take-profit order, based on approximate prices, would have been executed around 3.8. For both spot and futures, this would have been an ideal scenario. The bot still closed in profit without this feature, but with the delay, the result would have been significantly better. Second example, October 10th. Now let's consider a situation where the price continues to fall sharply. On October 10th, almost the entire altcoin market dropped 50–70% within 1 hour. Many traders were liquidated simply because they did not have enough margin. Later, prices rebounded, and many coins returned to their original levels. For example, Doge bounced back by about 13% from the day's low, which means that liquidation could have been avoided. Let's analyze this using our futures bot with CoinRadar bust signals. Bot settings. 10 orders recommended. Deposit to exchange balance ratio, 1.3. This configuration can withstand a 45% drop. Without the delay feature, the bot starts placing the entire grid immediately. At a price of 0.138 thousand, the entire grid is filled. After that, only negative P&L follows, and eventually, liquidation. With the delay feature enabled, the first order is filled at the highest price. With 40% coverage and 10 orders, the second order is filled 4% lower. The third order is also filled 4% lower. The fourth order is filled another 4% lower. At this point, only 4 out of 10 orders are placed. Now it gets interesting. The fifth order is placed much lower. The distance between orders is no longer 4%, but almost 8%. The sixth and seventh orders are placed even lower. What do we see? With a 62% price drop, only 7 out of 10 orders were filled. Orders are no longer placed every 4% but much lower during sharp market drops. For example, the 7th order was placed 30% below the 6 funds that were not used. Orders 8, 9, and 10 remain on the exchange to support margin. As a result, liquidation would not have occurred 100%. If the price continued, the 8th, 9th, and 10th orders would be filled at similar levels. This would result in excellent averaging. The take-profit order would be triggered with 100% certainty, but the most important thing is protection from liquidation during sharp market moves. That's why I strongly recommend not placing the entire grid at once, but using a delay. Conclusion: this feature is extremely important. My recommendations: spot trading, delay of 5 minutes, futures trading, delay of 15 minutes. For users who purchased my bots from the marketplace, I have already updated the bot settings. You just need to click Update, and the bot will automatically apply the new configuration. Thank you all for your attention. If you have any questions, feel free to write to us. We'll be happy to help.